What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to From the Crypt. I'm Derek. Today, got some more 2024 horror for you. I've got Timecut, directed by Hannah McPherson. This was just released on Netflix not too long ago. I actually almost forgot about this one. But it has Christopher Landon as an executive producer. So, needless to say, I was intrigued. Before I get going any further, I'm talking spoilers. Alright, super quick plot synopsis. A teen accidentally travels back in time and decides to save her sister. So, who is in Timecut? We've got Madison Bailey as Lucy, Antonia Gentry as Summer, and Griffin Gluck as Quinn. Okay. Now, what's good about Timecut? I'll be honest with you. I graduated in high school in 2006. So all of the 2000s-ness in this, I love. Because you know what? I lived it. The music was top-notch for me. When it opened up with What's Love by Ashanti and Fat Joe, I was like, ooh, we're getting it already. Okay. I was down. And then there was more instances of the music throughout and just the little 2000s-isms. They got me on that one. I did like the characters in this film, and that's very, very important for any movie, because if you hate the characters or can't relate to the characters, it pulls you out of the movie, and then you just end up hating it and not having a good time. The main character, Lucy, I felt absolutely awful for her because, in a sense, her parents only had her because they lost their daughter, like her sister. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and roll into what's bad about Timecut. The timeline for the parents to have both of the girls did not make any sense, because the killings took place in 2003, and then the girl is in present day 2024, I believe. And the parent, I don't know. The parents did not look like it. Something didn't line up there. It didn't make any sense. Unless if the parents had Summer when they were super young. But then how does her dad have this high-tech scientist job? Lot of questions. A lot of questions. The killer. Very generic. And I know a lot of people have referenced Totally Killer as this movie's counterpart that is very similar to it. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I've seen Totally Killer. I don't remember anything about Totally Killer. So that tells you it probably wasn't Totally Killer. But yeah, the character, the mask, I don't know. Wasn't a fan of the mask. And then even when they had the reveal of the killer, I was pissed because it didn't make any sense. Because when you see the killer running around, he is built like a brick shit house. Killer's the nerd. The nerd ain't built like a brick shit house. I'll tell you that much. So that did not line up at all and was dumb. And then also the way the killer died, absolutely freaking stupid. Just shitting the bed with it. Next, the ending. The ending felt super duper freaking rushed. I felt like this needed at least 10 more minutes, because it's an hour 31. 10 more minutes to just kind of fully flesh out everything, let it breathe a little bit, and then we would have had a much better product. Maybe even put some of that into the final battle. Because if I'm being honest, the final battle in this movie was... It made Halloween Ends' final battle between Michael and Laurie. You know, the 2-minute struggle? Yeah, it made that look like a masterpiece. Not good. But everything else was like, oh, yeah, I realized I went back in time, or I went to the future again, and my parents didn't know who I was, so I just came back here, and now I'm going to live in the past now. Which is you better be investing in Google and Activision and Walmart and Amazon, but whatever. Now, this movie is going to draw some comparisons with Happy Death Day and Freaky, which Christopher Landon directed both of those. And I know I said Hannah McPherson directed this one. Christopher Landon was still an executive producer on. I will tell you that this is easily the worst of the three. I loved Happy Death Day, ripping off of Groundhog Day, and then Freaky, ripping off of Freaky Friday. This one, ripping off of Back to the Future. Like, man, I don't know. I want to talk about those other two movies at some point in time because they are just really, really fun horror movies. And, you know, time travel in any movie can get messy, and that's why it's sometimes best just don't even. But one thing, and this is my final complaint that I have on this one, is my wife watched this one with me. We watched it on Halloween. And we legitimately was thinking it was the dad because his daughter is a lesbian. And him being pissed about it, you know, oh, I'm gonna kill her, blah, 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 blah. It would have made more sense and created a much more interesting conundrum when the reveal happens because it's like, oh, it's dad. Well, if I kill him, I'm not born, and this and this. It would have added like a whole nother layer to just the implications of the time travel. But instead, they took the easy way out and was like, oh, it's just the nerd. It's just the nerd. Anyways, rewatch by review time. Would I watch this again? Nah, probably not. Actually, the more I've had time to sit and stew on this one, the further it has gone down in my mind. Would I buy this? Well, Netflix ain't going to release it, so yeah, no, I still wouldn't even buy it even if they did. What score am I going to give this? I'm going to give it a 4, because it was starting off good and interesting. Good characters and everything. And nothing was done great in this movie. It was passable. I'll say that. Like, everything was like, we'll say 7s. And then once it shits the bed, it shits on the floor. It shits in your dog's bed and in your cat's litter box. Like, it boofs it hard at the end. And ultimately, me and my wife were both just like, damn, it was this close. And they fucked it up. But that will do it for Timecut. So make sure to comment down below. What did you guys think of Timecut? I'm curious what everybody else thought about it. Also, if you enjoyed yourself, drop a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And yeah, until next time, have a good one, guys.